Craig, first of all, how does it feel to be back in England colours and back in this series in particular after what you've witnessed?
Yeah, it's pretty special. Obviously, making my debut down under was really nice, but to make a home debut is special in front of the parents as well. So that was nice, and just good to be in front of an English crowd and actually getting a bit of support behind you rather than the Aussies cheering and booing you. So that was nice.
And how's the sort of the feeling after Headingley amongst the guys? Was it quite a buoyant sort of dressing room?
Yeah, coming up on Sunday, joined up on Monday. They seem really happy, really confident in what they were doing, and really looking forward to this week. And hopefully we can put in another good performance.
Tell us, how's that dressing room looking now after that sort of 44 overs of played?
Yeah, obviously it was a frustrating day for us. Obviously the conditions didn't really suit running into bowl, but it was we stuck at it pretty well. We felt like, but we're going to come back tomorrow with the positive attitude and going to try and make a difference and get someone to stand up and be the man to sort of get the position back in our favour.
Go ahead, David.
Could you just talk us through the sort of specific difficulties of bowling in very strong wind?
Yeah, it's just almost the rhythm of run-up, really. Like you feel like you get into the crease and all of a sudden the wind hits you and you either pushes you forward and you have to shorten your stride and stuff, or it pushes you back, and that's why I sort of jumped out a few times. I didn't feel confident bowling it. So it's just finding that rhythm consistently so that you wouldn't normally have that with that wind. So you get used to it, but it's not something that you really want to be bowling too much with.
Steve Smith's come back and he's carried on from where he left off. How difficult is it to bowl against him?
Yeah, he's a world-class player. He's back at test number 1, so he's always going to be difficult. But we've got our plans, and we'll try and keep going to them and hopefully get him up tomorrow.
And Jofra's pace seemed a bit down today, and he maybe wasn't at his best. Is there any reason for that?
I don't think so, no. I think we all sort of tended to struggle with the wind today. I wouldn't look too much into that. I think he'll be raring to go and coming again tomorrow and firing and bowling it as quick as he can, and yeah, hopefully taking a few wickets as well.
Just pass it to the right to Rob. Thank you.
Things seemed to be getting a bit tense in that second session. Was it just the chip packets and the bails, or was there things that Marnus or Steve?
No, it was obviously it's frustrating when batters are pulling out the way when you're running in. But obviously you don't want things flying in front of your eye line as a batter. So I think we'd have been doing the same, and that's just the way it was. And then obviously with the bails kept falling on and off, it increases tension and stuff. But we weren't getting too hot and flustered about it. It was just one of those things that you can't really do about, and just trying to stick with the process of what we were trying to do.
Big picture, where do you see the sort of test placed after day 1?
Yeah, it's obviously we're probably slightly behind, but obviously we felt the conditions weren't quite with us today, with the wind and etc. So we'll come back tomorrow and get a couple of early ones, and we'll be right back in the game.
Dave?
It looked just before you got that wicket of Marnus that you actually were bowling pretty well. Got some good energy on the ball. You were sort of charging in. Did you make a kind of conscious effort in that spell to fight the wind and really charge in?
Yeah, coming into the game, I've always generally tended to bowl my better spells when I was hitting the crease hard. So that was my conscious focus. And obviously, with the wind being as strong as it was making sure I was doing that even more, rather than just sitting back and let the wind ride me. I was actually trying to get through the wind and hit the crease hard and go from there. But yeah, obviously it came out quite nice.
Yeah, and talk us through that wicket. It had similar sights to the one that you got Smith in Adelaide, just nipped back through the gate.
It was actually the over before Marnus had cut me for 4, thinking it was the in-swinger, and I told him it wasn't, and then I sort of got bowled in the in-swinger, and it came out quite nice, and it worked out quite well. So that was sort of, it wasn't a send-off or anything when I got him out. It was just more saying that was the in-swinger, make sure you keep an eye on that one.
Any more? Yeah, go on, Rory.
Sorry. We saw that they had the bails off, obviously, when they were flying off at one point. Would you have got the wicket if the bails had still been off? It looked like it flicked the bail.
I think so, yeah. So I think from the footage that we've seen, it clipped the top of the stumps as well. So that would have been... It's frustrating, obviously, you want the bails on, but obviously with the wind like that, like it was almost impossible because it was coming off every ball. So they made a decision to take them off, and we had to go with it. And obviously it's not ideal for us because it makes the stumps and bails smaller, but yeah, you go with it.
Did you just say to the bowlers, make sure if you're going to bowl one, make sure it's
yeah. Well, fortunately they brought some out with a few nails in, so that made it a bit heavier, which was nice.